Hello, hello, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. Just put a couple links in here. Share with you big day and big week. We have a huge full moon coming in. So I thought you guys might need a few tips to help you deal with it. It's a super moon, of course, because it's August. And that Leo energy likes to have a lot of power coming in. So as you jump on or watch the replay, definitely say hello. Let me just make sure this is working. It's been a bit. I have been on the road. Took a fabulous trip to Montana, which you all know I love Montana. Hold on, let me see if this is working. I am messing with electronics today like nobody's business. All right, hang tight. If you can see me, say hello. See me and hear me. That would be helpful. I can't see on my Facebook. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, I think it's working. Okay, good. You can see me and hear me, Kathy? Yep. Okay, good. All right. So I've been in Montana. If you've never gone to Montana, I highly recommend it. It's beautiful. We took the kids over the Beartooth Pass, or I took the kids over the Beartooth Pass. One of the girlfriends had not done that before. And so we went to Red Lodge, and then we went over the pass, and then we went into Big Sky and Yellowstone and all of that stuff. We saw the most amazing thing with the buffaloes and the bison, whatever you want to call them. They are huge. Oh my God, they're so huge. And we were watching one bison up in front of it. It kind of was like standing between the cars, coming this way and going that way. And we were just watching it. And all of a sudden, Keaton goes, "Oh my God, Mom, look in your rearview mirror." And there was like, I don't know, 25 bison coming towards us. So it was hilarious listening to these kids in the back seat. It was so fun. So I just roll up the windows and I did put a video up. Amazing. But it was so great because this big guy, this big one in the front, was basically stopping traffic so he could get his friends and family and all the little babies. And then at the very end, there were these two like running, like you could tell they were late. And the mom was like, "Come on, let's go." It was awesome. It was so fun. And we caught a ton of fish. We are big fishermen out in Montana. Eli and I, we've gone out there for 20 years and caught rainbow trout and brown trout. I think my biggest was 18 inches, which is good size. Oh, so fun. It was such a great trip. It was so much fun. The weather was fabulous. We had a couple thunderstorms, which I don't mind. It's kind of late afternoon. It usually rains a little bit out there. And it was perfect timing. So we all got to rest and eat and all that kind of stuff. But oh, man, I love Montana. Love it. Love it. So now I'm getting ready for the Camino in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. We take off on the 31st and it's just busy. We got lots going on. So tonight is full moon. So I wanted to remind you guys, it's a super moon, which means the energy is heightened. So you might have some, upgrades is what I call them. So I'm having an upgrade right now as I'm doing this live. My battery stopped working, and it actually didn't start we got up at like 4 a.m. to come home, and my car wouldn't start. And thank God Foster had, I wasn't worried because I had Foster and Eli around. But Foster had this cool portable little charger, and so he was able to start my car. But now it went out again this morning, so time for a new battery. So I just call it an upgrade, and it's been several years since I had a new battery, so not a big deal. However, that stuff happens during full moons, often during retrograde, often during super moons, and when you're getting the signs to get it done, get it done. And so as soon as my car charges up, got to get it started again. I'm going straight to the battery store to get a new battery. But it's an upgrade because winter's coming. We always want good batteries around here. You don't want to be on the road. We are driving to the cities before we go to New York to fly to Porto in Spain. And so I want my car to be able to start when we get back. So it's an upgrade. I had to get new tires, also an upgrade. So sometimes when these full moons are coming, or when you're shifting into something new, this tends to happen before I go to Sedona too. Things will start to happen, and you can't get upset about it. Just doesn't matter. You just got to do it. But your life is upgrading, and so it's better to go along with the upgrades than to fight against them. I was a big fighter. Get pissed off. I'd be mad. I didn't want to spend my money on that, like all the things. And I get that. Like, I get it. Sometimes it's the financial piece that's the worst part. Sometimes it's not. It's just the inconvenience and all that kind of stuff. But the upgrades are going to come no matter what. And so I've tried to learn how to welcome the upgrades instead of fighting against them. So be a lover with your upgrades, not a fighter. That's a big deal, especially on a full moon and retrograde and like all the stuff that's happening energetically. A few things that I also would suggest is clear your space. Do some saging, do some singing bowls, do candles, do music, I actually brought some cedar home from the river. We had a cedar tree, so I grabbed some of the branches that fell. You can do some clearing with sage and all that kind of stuff. Clearing your space on a full moon is a beautiful thing to do. You can create moon water. I don't really do that. I'm not against it. I don't think it's that you shouldn't do it. I know there's other people, spiritual people, that say on certain moons you should do it and certain moons you shouldn't do it. I'd say follow your own intuition, because I think the full moon reacts with people in different ways every single month. So I don't have any hard, fast rules on moon water. If you feel charged up in like today, if you're feeling really charged up and really great, I'd make some moon water, and you basically just get a great little jar or some kind of container and you set it outside under the moonlight, and you can use it for watering your plants. You can clean your crystals in it. I know some people that bathe in it. I do know some people take their water bottles that are kind of have like the crystals in a little container in the middle, and they make drinking water out of it. I wouldn't use river water because there's lots of stuff in river water, but if you're guided, make some moon water. You could also clean your crystals. I actually do often clean my crystals around the full moon. That always feels good to me. I usually will open all the windows in the house, also in my she shed and in the car. And I just think the energy, like today, I got everything open. It's hot today, but I got everything open just to kind of charge the house, charge my office, charge everything else. Meditate. We did a great in spirit school this morning on Mondays. I do a meditation meetup. And so we did a little meditation this morning, and we called in mountain energy. Because of course I was just in the mountains, and it's a symbol for support. So I meditate, and we brought in that mountain energy and things like that, which we will also be doing in tonight's clearing. So I did put the link up there. We have a full moon ritual that we do each month on the full moon. And tonight we're doing it at 7 p.m. It is a subscription. So if you sign up for it, just know it's a monthly thing. You can cancel it at any time, but it is a monthly thing. And you get a whole bunch of information about the moon into your email. We have a Zoom that we meet at. The recordings are always posted, so you can rewatch them throughout the month. And it's kind of like a meditation, but it's also an active clearing. So we do a lot of cleanup on your energy and on your energy system. And I've been doing them now for several years, and I love doing them. The community just keeps growing, which I also love. So if you're somebody that tends to take on a lot of people's stuff, or you might just feel like, I feel like I'm kind of energetically sluggish, or my motivation or my inspiration hasn't been really great, or I feel foggy, things like that. Join us for the moon clearing. It can be a really powerful night, and the people that continually show up consistently have the best results because they're consistent with it. For some of them, it's the only thing they do with me because it works for them. They just show up each month and they use it and they do the tools and they set the intentions and they do all those different things. And so I love it. I think it's great. It's a great starting place for people. If you're just getting to know me or just getting to know my work, it's a great example of how I work with energy and all of that kind of fun stuff. So highly recommend the moon ritual. You can sign up through my website, or I did put the link up. You can also do, let's see, what did I say? So we can sage, we can clean, do the crystals. You can clean your house, changing your sheets, cleaning your house, clean the kitchen, all that kind of stuff. Eli and I actually got back and spent the whole day yesterday. We had to clean up the yard. We had to do the mowing. We cleaned up the house. We put our shit away. He had to wash all the fishing stuff, which is disgusting, after a week. And so we really, I was kind of shocked because we were tired. It's a long haul to get back. And we worked all day, but it was the energy of the moon that I knew that was kind of stirring us just to get it ready for the week. So we're really glad that we did that. You can do a moon bath, which is really fun. In Sedona last year, I had a really cool Airbnb that I stayed at, and the moon was directly coming in the window into the bathtub. And I was like, holy shit, this is so beautiful. So if you happen to have that, a moon bath is always great. Get outside. Get outside, get outside, get outside, go for a walk, go stand in your yard, go find some dirt, go to the park, go by the water. Anything that you can do to be outside during a full moon, it's great grounding. This morning, a lot of times I'll connect people up to the light first. And this morning it was very apparent that we needed to ground first. Like everyone needed to come back into their bodies. And so we did some grounding work first. And if I'm feeling that, then I'm like, whoo, it's a big energy moon. And so you might want to go outside today. And then, of course, watch the upgrades. I think the upgrades are a big deal. And setting intentions for things that you want to upgrade is a big deal. I love the energy of setting intentions. I actually wrap that into a lot of you are starting to see. So tomorrow night is when we gather for those of you that sign up for the Camino Spirit Walk. Which I'm super excited for. So I wanted to be able to do some stuff for the clients that were interested while I was on the Camino. So we're going to be setting intentions. I'm going to be carrying them with me in my pack and on me when I start the Camino. But we start tomorrow night to start getting you guys working on your intentions and your transformations, because you can't go on a walk like the Camino and not have some transformation happen. Like you just can't. And so those of you that are looking for a little bit deeper work in that transformative process, setting intentions, working with me, things like that, check out the Camino Spirit Walk, because we gather for our first time tomorrow night. And I leave in 2 weeks. So you want to get on it. But a lot of times deciding different parts of your life that you want to upgrade. I was talking to some people out of Montana, and I could, as I was talking and telling the story of when we first started going out there to now, I was like, we have really created such an experience for our family out here. Like when Eli and I first started going out there, we camped, and that's great. Then we had kids that weren't going to sleep in a tent. I was sick of sleeping in a tent, and we would get like a pop-up, and then we would get these little condos way far away from where we wanted to be. And then one year I just decided we need to be on the river, or close to the river. And each year that we stayed there, we've upgraded the different places that we stay. And then the place that we stay now, it just serves us. It's not super fancy or anything like that. This one actually isn't on the river. It'd be perfect if it was on the river. But it's just across from the river. And it was such a fun thing to be like, oh my gosh, we really have upgraded and chosen how to have this experience out here. And everyone had so much fun. That's what I noticed on this last trip, because every time we do the trip, we think about what worked and what didn't work. What worked for the kids, what worked for us, what worked for me. One of the things that we skipped out a lot on when the kids were growing up is what I wanted to do out there, because Eli was going out to fish. In my mind, it was his trip for him to kind of re-energize himself and things like that. So I would just make sure, because he works his ass off. So I would always make sure that he had the time to do that, but I'd come home exhausted because I wasn't hiking. I didn't go to town. I didn't do the things that I wanted to do. Sometimes I work when I'm out there. Sometimes I don't. So over the years, we've just learned what everyone's needs and wants are. And then we do the best to provide that for everyone in the group. And that's an upgrade in your family. That's an upgrade when everyone is taken into the thought process of planning the place out. And so it's been really fun to see the upgrades that when we do travel, it just works better. And it's way more fun for everyone. We all had a good time. We all did the things that we wanted. We fished, we hiked, we went whitewater rafting, which I have wanted to do for 20 years. Finally did that with the kids, which was super, super fun. Highly recommend. What else did we do? We went into town a couple days just for little stuff. Like, it was such a great vacation because everyone had their needs met. And I thought, boy, this is an upgrade. Like, what a fun vacation. Kids are old now, makes a big difference. It's not a trip. This was actually a vacation because I think it's a difference. I think when your kids are little, you're taking trips because they're not a vacation. When they're older and they kind of can do their own thing, that is much more of a vacation. So it was really fun. Kathy said she harvested apples and peppers this morning barefoot. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Something as simple as that, going in your garden and getting your feet in the dirt. Okay, so anyone have any questions on either the full moon ritual meditation / clearing that we do tonight, or on the Camino package? Because I really want people to take a peek at that. If you're being kind of pulled into that Camino package, I want you to take a look at it because we're going to gather tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Okay. And that's through Zoom and actually a private Facebook group because I thought that would be a little bit easier access when we're in Spain. So we're going to do a private Facebook group, which I haven't done for a long time. So that's the plan this week. That's what we're doing. We got full moon tonight. We got the Camino tomorrow night. The other stuff I have going on is in Spirit School, which you'll start to hear more about Spirit School coming up. But I wanted just to jump on, touch base, and let you guys know that I still have some room. We always have room in the moon week. In the moon course, we can do a lot of people in that because it's a group meditation and coming together as a group to do clearing work. Always awesome because we kind of feed off of each other's energy. We have wolves that come in. We have the moon that comes. Like, there's so many cool experiences that come in. So I love that group. I think it's super fun. And I do think that those of you that sign up for the Camino package, I do think there's going to be transformation that happens. And I'm very excited for it. Do we know how strong our internet will be in Spain? We do not, but what we have all heard and seen and kind of researched is that we will definitely have connection out there. I've watched lots of people do lives from there. I'm not that worried about the internet. I just don't think it's going to be a problem. We're not staying in the hostels. We're actually staying at hotels in each night. So I know for sure the hotels will have it. And even if I have to make videos during the day and then load them up at night, I know we can do that. So I'm not very worried about the internet. I think we'll be fine. It's Spain. I don't think it's like, it's not as remote as like Thailand or Peru or something like that. So none of us are super concerned about the internet out there. So I think we'll be okay. Moon meditation is awesome. Yes, it is. I do really love that group. It is my favorite. What other questions you guys have? Anything else on the Camino? Just general questions. And I'll be sharing on my personal page too, because I know a lot of my clients like to see what I'm doing and my travels. I got lots of feedback on sharing the Montana stuff, which is fun. So imagine, because Spain is all new. I've never been to Spain. I've never gone that far. It's a huge trip for me. So I will have a million pictures. I'm sure of it. I'm like, shit, I have to like empty my phone. I'm going to take so many pictures. We are walking, I believe it's 111 miles. And we are walking, of course, I don't have it in front of me. I think we start on the 7th and we walk through the 13th or something. It's somewhere right around there. I have to double check. And we have days like our first 2 days, I believe, are 15-mile days. Then I think we have a 9-mile day, and we have like a 13-mile day. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a long ways. And so everyone's been training for it. The nice thing, and this is what I keep I keep getting reminded, because I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot. Like I can do it once, I can do it one day, but to do it that many days in a row, we'll see. There are, if somebody gets hurt, or let's say you twist your ankle or your knees are given out or something, there is lots of options to get you to the next town. And the way we're doing it, we all keep kind of teasing ourselves that we're doing it the bougie way. So I will have a day pack for sure. But we don't need to carry all of our stuff. We are getting our suitcases, and we can only bring one suitcase. So we're not bringing a bunch of stuff, but we're getting that transferred every day for us. And we're not staying in the hostels, we're staying in hotels. And so each day I'll just have my day pack. And if needed, we can jump in a taxi and tell them to take us to our next hotel. Not that we want to do that, but it is something. If you get bad blisters or just whatever, you get sick, whatever, like there's options. I bet you do, Kathy. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they don't have any trouble with looking at the mileage. I'm like, holy shit, that's a long ways. But the other part that I was going to say is the section that we're doing is the last section of the Camino that you can get your credentials that said you have walked the Camino. And so we're doing that. So it's going to be a little bit more crowded. It's towards the end. It's right before Santiago, which is our ending spot. And so we're walking basically town to town. So we'll have restaurants. We can take our time. We can walk. My plan is to walk early in the morning because I get overheated really fast. And so I'm going to do early morning walking and try to get the majority of it done. But we can stop for breakfast. We can stop for snacks. We can stop for coffee. People stop for wine and beer and all that kind of stuff. There's shopping to do. I'm not a big shopper, but all we're doing is walking. You know, that's what Sunny, she's kind of leading us all there. She's like, you're not working. None of us are taking our work, like our laptops or anything like that. Because we don't want to haul them every day. So I'm not going to be, we have our phones because we want to be able to communicate and then of course take pictures, and lots of us have communities that we want to share our experience with. But we're not going to be working, all day and then try to go walk 15 miles. That's just our job that day. So, and there's lots to see and there's lots of people to meet. Like, can you imagine the magical meetings of people? I had the coolest experience in Montana. Because when I've been walking lately, my spirit's kind of like, pretend you're on the Camino and watch the magic that happens. And Eli and I went on a hike one day. There's a great hike in Big Sky called Ouzo Falls. Easy hike, beautiful waterfalls, gorgeous. And we were walking by and I saw this older woman sitting on this bench and she looked so peaceful. And I was like, wow, look at that lady, Eli. She looks so peaceful. And my spirit was like, go talk to her. And I was like, I'm not going to interrupt her. She was sitting like this and she was just so peaceful. And my spirit kept bugging me, like, go talk to her. So I walked up and I said, hey, can I take your picture? Because you look so peaceful and so beautiful. I think you would love to capture this moment and have a picture of it. And I thought maybe she was thinking about someone, maybe she lost her husband or something, like I didn't know. And she said, you want to know what I'm doing? And she goes, sit down. So I sat down with her and Eli was watching all this from the back, shaking his head at me. And she goes, you know what I'm doing? I am marveling at how this earth was made. She goes, look at all those layers of rock. Look at how that water is. Look at this, look at that. She was showing me all these things. And she goes, isn't that just marvelous? And I'm like, yes, you are talking my talk, sister. I was like, yes, it is. I absolutely am with you. And we talked a little bit and she got our names and why we're there and where she's from and where we're from. And it was just this great little thing. And so I took a few pictures of her, got her cell phone. And I've done that lots of times. If I see a cool picture of people, I will do that. And it makes my hikes more fun. And it's usually a really fun thing for the couple or for the people too. And so as we're walking away, she goes, I just love you too. And I just thought, oh my God, the world so needs more of this. so much. And then I sent her the pictures when we got signal and stuff. And she said, I will love you forever. And I just thought that was the coolest fucking thing. It was so cool. When I went to, it was Montana as well. In June, I saw a couple and they were so freaking cute. And they were by this other waterfall and they were so cute. And I took some pictures of them. And I walked up to, I know that sounds creepy, but it was such a cool picture. And I walked up and I said, hey, my name is Jody. I'm on this hike by myself. So sorry to interrupt you, but I just took this great picture of you guys. Can I text it to you? And she started to cry. And I'm like, I didn't mean to make you cry. And she goes, no, these are happy tears. She goes, you don't know the story. She said, we were supposed to come here for our engagement pictures. And it was like a year ago and she got super sick. She had been super sick all year long. So she never got her engagement pictures. And she was finally well enough to come out and do the hike. And it wasn't a super long hike, actually. It really wasn't. It was a pretty easy hike. But she was so sick, she couldn't get to the waterfalls to do the pictures. And so the picture that I took, it was a beautiful picture. And she just goes, like, that's what I saw in my head. And we couldn't get a photographer to come out. So we thought we would just do it ourselves. And it was just so cool. So I got to connect with them and send them a picture. So can you imagine the kind of cool connections I'll have on the Camino? Oh, I just can't wait. So I would love to share that experience with those of you that are interested in it. I would love for you to join me tonight for the moon clearing. I need to go start my car. Hopefully the battery is charged now because I got to go get a new battery for my upgrade today. And I hope you guys have some good upgrades and I hope to see you tonight. So I will talk to you all later and I will probably be on to remind you about the Camino Spirit Walk starting tomorrow night again tomorrow. Maybe I'll pull some cards tomorrow. Okay. All right, guys, have a great day. See you later.